All right, let's dive into a really wild one today. We're cracking open a document known as Bravo Sector, and trust me, it's a rabbit hole. It all kicks off with a war widow's simple, haunting question, but it quickly spirals into a massive conspiracy with clones, shady government projects, and a genetic power that could literally change what it means to be human.
So everything begins with this one chilling thought from a woman named Kia Chuto. Picture this. Her husband, ZEK, a soldier who is missing in action, presumed dead for 10 long years, he just shows up on her doorstep. It's a miracle, right? But then he smiles at her, and this cold dread just washes over her. The face is perfect, it's his, but she knows, deep in her gut, that the man wearing it is a complete stranger.
And that's the truly creepy part. This guy, he knows everything he's supposed to know. He remembers their first date, he's got the right scars, he even has that little crooked smile ZEK always had. But it all just feels off, like an actor who's rehearsed a role a little too well. Every touch, every word feels scripted, and that sense of dread Kia feels, it's just getting stronger and stronger. When she really starts to look, the differences are just screaming at her. Her real ZEK, he was all fire and fury. He was demanding, he was challenging. This new guy, he's gentle, patient, almost reverent. It's like his entire personality has been flipped upside down. And you know who else knows something's wrong? The family dog, Odin. Animals know, right? The dog can't stand him, just growls every single time he gets close. So Kia decides she can't just live with this feeling. She has to know the truth. She digs out this hidden military-grade DNA scanner she's had stashed away. I mean, this is it. This is the moment she finds out. Is she just going crazy with grief, or is there really an imposter sleeping in her husband's bed? Okay, so this is where her very personal mystery just blows up into something so much bigger. What that scanner is about to tell her, it's going to rip the curtain off a secret government program that makes mistaken identity look like child's play.
And the results. Whoa. It's not a match. Not even close. It's only a 78% genetic match. The scanner flags something called a synthetic overlay and finds markers consistent with advanced cloning procedures. The man in her house is not her husband. He's a clone, a copy.
So who would do something like this? Her digging leads her straight to the people behind it all, a group called Project Echo. And get this isn't some rogue scientist in a basement. This is a top-secret program fully authorized by 2 sector presidents. They didn't just grow a clone in a lab. They downloaded ZEK's actual memories into him and sent him home to her.
And here's where it gets kind of tragic, This clone, who Kia starts calling ZEK2, he's a total paradox. He's this man wrestling with a soul that isn't even his. He genuinely believes he loves Kia and the kids because he has ZEK's memories of loving them. But his body, it's literally rejecting the programming. He has to take this military drug called pop soda just to stay stable, just to stop his own cells from fighting the memories that define his entire existence. So Kia is just trying to wrap her head around all of this, living with a dying clone of her husband, when the whole situation gets a million times more complicated. Seriously, what happens next is something that nobody, and I mean nobody, could have seen coming.
All of a sudden, the house is swarming with Black Ops soldiers from Project Echo. They're trying to clean up their mess. And right in the middle of this insane firefight, bam, a huge hole blows through the wall and another man joins the fray. He's battle-scarred, covered in wounds, and just radiating pure rage. It's him. It's the real ZEK, escaped after 10 years of torture. He's finally home. So once the dust settles, just imagine the scene. Kia and her family are standing there staring at 2 identical men, 2 ZEKs. One is the husband she lost, but he's been hardened by a decade of unimaginable pain. The other, well, he's the gentle, loving copy who's been taking care of her and her kids. I mean, how do you even begin to deal with that? It's an absolutely impossible, explosive situation. But in the end, the choice is made for them. As they're trying to escape, they realize they're being tracked by drones, and they're zeroing in on a tracer implanted in ZEK2. And in this final, incredible act of humanity, the clone, ZEK2, he makes a choice. He runs towards the drones, overloads his system, and triggers a massive explosion. He sacrifices himself to save the family he was built to deceive, but ended up truly loving.
ZEK2's sacrifice saves them for now, but it also blows the lid off the real, horrifying truth. You have to ask, why go to all this trouble just to create a perfect clone of one soldier? Well, it turns out replacing ZEK was never the actual mission. He was just the key. Kia, she was the lock.
The whole thing, the entire conspiracy, it's all about something called the womb code. It's the super rare genetic marker that Kia has. It allows her to carry hybrid pregnancies to term, pregnancies that are part human, part something else, the kind of pregnancy that would kill any other woman. Project Echo didn't want a soldier. They wanted a biological factory. They wanted Kia. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, here comes the twist. In the chaos after the escape, Kia discovers she's pregnant. And it's not ZEK's child. It belongs to the clone, ZEK2. So the very plan she fought so hard to stop has, in a way, actually worked. The conspiracy left a part of itself behind.
This, of course, leads to the birth of their daughter, Teloa, and she is absolutely no ordinary child. Because of the womb code, she has an accelerated gestation, just 6 months, and she's born with these jaw-dropping telepathic abilities. She can communicate with her family using just her mind right from the moment she's born, and her first message, it's a chilling prophecy. They have exactly 7 years to prepare for war because her creators are coming to collect their property.
So those next 7 years are just a frantic blur of hiding, running, and training, all while Teloa's powers are growing at this exponential rate. I mean, at just 3 years old, she's disarming trained soldiers with her mind. At age 6, when their loyal dog Odin dies protecting her, she somehow absorbs his consciousness in her own. And then, on her 7th birthday, Project Echo finally finds them, and she single-handedly repels a full-scale military assault, an entire army defeated by a 7-year-old girl.
At this point, it's pretty clear. Teloa is way too powerful to be captured by force. So having been totally humiliated on the battlefield, Project Echo changes tactics. They realize they can't break down the door. So instead, they decide to create a moral crisis so devastating, so profound, that Teloa will have no choice but to open it herself.
23. Just remember that number, because that's the number that changes the entire game. It's the number of other women scattered across the territories who also carry the womb code. And yeah, you guessed it, Project Echo knows exactly where every single one of them is.
And this is their new plan. It's absolutely horrific. If they can't have Teloa, they'll just build their own army of hybrids. They start kidnapping these 23 women, one by one, and using them as forced surrogates. They take this unique, powerful gift they have and twist it into an unbearable curse.
And this is what leads to the ultimate devil's bargain. Project Echo issues an ultimatum, not to ZEK or Kia, but directly to Teloa, a 7-year-old girl. The terms are simple, and they are brutal. 1. She surrenders herself to them. 2. In exchange, they will free all 23 captured women. 3. If she refuses, those women will remain prisoners forever, used to breed an army.
So there she is, a little girl with the weight of 23 innocent lives on her shoulders. And because she's telepathic, she can literally hear their psychic screams. She can feel their suffering, and she just can't bear it. So with a maturity that is just heartbreaking for a child her age, she makes her choice. She agrees to their terms.
And that leaves us right here, with this final, gut-wrenching question. Teloa is going to surrender, but you better believe she isn't defeated. She's got a plan of her own, a way to turn their supposed victory into absolute chaos. So the question isn't just about survival anymore, it's about sacrifice. What do you do when the price of freedom for others is your own soul? When saving them means you have to give up the very essence of who you are. There's no right answer, and that's exactly where this document leaves us. Hanging, right on the edge of that impossible choice.